So I heard on the radio today that there's some extraordinary amount, something like we spend 10 years of our life on autopilot. And then we're just sort of doing the same thing every day. How many of you wake up at the same time, eat the same breakfast, go to the same restaurants, do the same thing? We are creatures of habit, which is comfortable. But they actually said that it prolongs our life, which is something that we're praying for now, if we actually shake it up, mix it up a little bit. So I'm really enjoying up here. We've shaken it up quite a bit. We've got, not only did we have the Torah scrolls over here during Avinu Malkeinu, which was a new thing, then we also had it for Kol Nidrei. So, we're always keeping it fresh. That's how we're going to make it to 6,000 years, 8,000 years. Who knows what the world will be like then? But that is our prayer. So now, a bit of a sermon. Are you ready? For those of you that don't know, our sermons are sort of a suite. They all connect. They start on Erev Rosh Hashanah day, Kol Nidrei tonight, Yom Kippur tomorrow. If you want to look at them on our Temple Emet channel on YouTube. If you missed one, you could see it. If you want to refresh your memory on a specific point. For some reason, everyone was really connected to Erev Rosh Hashanah and the forgiveness one. So please feel free to look at it as many times as you want. Grateful to my husband who watches them incessantly, nonstop, because he tweaks them and puts them up for you. So, the question for tonight on this Kol Nidrei, what is the point? Why are we here? What is the purpose of it all? Have you ever wondered that? Someone recently asked me this, it was two people, different people in the same week. Everyone is struggling, especially now. Do you feel like you're struggling? COVID, the pandemic, has taken something from us. For many, it brought isolation and devastation with it, so much loss. And some are still struggling with the aftermath. Yet others, they found hope. New ways of living, new ways of loving, a greater awareness of who they are, what they could be, how they should live and function in the world, and their purpose in life. The world, too, there's so much chaos, magnitudes of unbridled forces trying to jumpstart revolutionary change. The world is spinning on its axis, and it's almost been upended. Look what is going on around the world. What will we do with climate change, political, economic, social upheaval? Is it going to make us stronger, or is it going to destroy us? Our themes this Yamim Noraim have been about forgiveness, letting go, embracing change, searching for and finding peace, peace of mind, peace of soul, peace in the heart. All are connected, interrelated, and dependent, one on the other. We must be able to forgive. We must be able to let go. Do you remember on Rosh Hashanah? What do? Let it go. Let me hear you. Let it go. When we do, it is a catalyst for change. Embracing change with a willingness to let go elevates everyone. It plants the seeds for spiritual evolution, which will manifest enlightenment in the physical. Your desire to change, however, it must be greater than your desire to stay the same. Gloria Steinem is quoted as saying, "Clinging to the past is the problem. Embracing change is the answer." So much of what we do in these days of awe, particularly in this week, which has led up to Yom Kippur, is predicated on our willingness to let go of the past patterns of our behavior and opening ourselves up to new ones. Henry Ford is quoted as saying, "If you always do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always got." This is not the path that we are meant to travel. We are here in the physical realm to learn, to grow, to bump up against each other, and it's messy in relationships, and to face what we most wish to run from, and to evolve ourselves and our world rung by rung. In the words of John F. Kennedy, change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or only to the present are certain to miss the future. Peace can only be had in a true sense of at-oneness when all three states of existence can inform the other. This is at the core of all learning, self-realization, and growth. It is the true catalyst for change. And that change, when embraced and followed without fear, invites in peace. Shalom bayit. Can you all say it? Shalom bayit. Peace in the house, which houses our soul and ultimately has the capacity to invite everybody in. Like Abraham at the tent with the messengering angels, his welcoming, humble hospitality gave birth to something new, divinely ordained and destined for us all. At High Holy Days, we tap into this power. It is up to us to harness it. And on this Kol Nidrei night, we embark on a phase of the journey that is centuries old, ghosts of the past, paving the way for our future, with an unwavering will to not give up, no matter how difficult, no matter how painful, to persevere against all odds when the cards are completely stacked against us, to have faith, ani ma'amim, perfect faith, even when feeling him or her not. Even when the darkness is so thick that light seems impossible to fathom, let alone embrace. When we are trapped in the mire of our most negative thoughts, our most negative times and points in our life, we must remember it is our soul's evolution that guides the way. The path is lit by those who came before. Yes, yes, we embrace. We wear white. We fast, we torture ourselves, we embrace the possibility of death while we pray passionately and plead for life, to give birth to something greater in ourselves and each other. Like the smashing of the wedding glass, negativity can sometimes only be obliterated through destruction. It doesn't seem fair when we are in the midst of the madness, but the end result can only sometimes be seen after the storm has passed. It may take days, years, decades, even lifetimes to see the progress and then look back. We are blessed with vision and possibility every single time we wake up and get the gift of another day. It is up to us what we do with it. That's what these High Holy Days are all about. We pray, we plead to be written and now sealed for yet another year. It is up to us to not waste it. A fresh, clean slate is given. What will we do with it? The journey seems so long when first begun, and then sometimes when we are stuck in the middle. But at the end comes soon enough, and we do not want to give in. Forgiveness and letting go can only happen when we have paved the way for peace. Imagine what our world would be. And the only way that that can happen is embracing and understanding that change is going to happen whether we like it or not. It only happens to move in a positive direction, to evolve our soul, when we see what we are doing wrong and are willing to embrace it and change it and open ourselves up to the possibility of more. Not just individually, but as a people, as a collective whole, the entire world. The pandemic was a gut check, an opportunity to be our best or our worst. Have you seen it out there in the world? We discussed this at the beginning. Time taking its toll on the best of us, and patience being truly put to the test. We are not in charge. We must adapt. We must learn to not only go with the flow, but to harness it, ride it for growth and evolution of the soul. Kabbalists say, finding joy and peace in challenging times requires that we alter the way that we think, feel, and live. Instead of seeing change as an obstacle to finding lasting fulfillment, we're better off noticing and embracing the ways in which change can just go ahead and clear the way for joy to enter our lives. According to Kabbalist Michael Berg, we need to understand what we can do proactively to make sure that we are pushing ourselves towards a process of bringing more of that joy and happiness into our lives. How many of you are happy? Remember, we had the story of the king that was ill and the writers that had to go out and search for that person that was absolutely happy. When change is not visible on the horizon, consider ways in which you can step out of your comfort zone to spark change in your life. Even, as I said earlier, just change the time you get up, your breakfast, you take a shower, what restaurant you go to, throw something different in, sit down with the Torahs over here as many times as we can. Give everyone a chance to share in the light. We need to ask ourselves, what negative thoughts should I erase? How can I change my nature so I am actually more sharing and kind with others? Honestly, not just lip service. According to the Zohar, we're never far from the light. No matter how difficult our situation, whether it is change by choice or not, we can access the light of the Creator by realizing each experience is an important part of our life journey. It is a gift, good and bad. Letting go of uncertainty and welcoming the opportunity for growth, evolution, and ultimate joy. Reminding ourselves that the Creator has a plan and we are living it. Change is an opportunity to let go of negativity in our lives and start anew with happiness. As Kabbalist Karenberg states, we should be happy when the universe shows us what we need to change so that we can overcome our blockages and come closer to the light of the Creator. When we can find light in the darkest of times, we embrace joy. Remember, even when we feel cloaked in darkness, that light is always within reach. Blessings are found in the struggle, and so too the peace. Kol Nidrei night holds a mirror up to some of the darkest times in our past. And yet here we are remembering, we are honoring, we are sharing, we are showing up and doing the work. L'dor v'dor, generations and generations. We have survived as a people. Here we are on Kol Nidrei. We have Quinn coming up and beautifully singing and chanting, and we have our babies over here in the garden and over here in the back of the sanctuary singing and chanting as well. We have survived. That's in our DNA. That's who we are. When it is most dark, we must surrender, we must reflect, we must feel our pain, embrace the darkness, forgive ourselves, and forgive each other. We must reach for something more when not knowing why or what the outcome will be, and not try to control or be attached to any outcome at all. We must just let go, and as we say, let God. Are you ready? Let it go. One more time. Let it go. We must surrender the ego to make way for peace. Peace in the heart, the soul, the mind, and the body. This peace will affect not only ourselves, our world as we go forward that is so desperately in need of it. We need to change and evolve ourselves, and it is a ripple that will just affect everyone. Kol Nidrei into Yom Kippur is as close to a spiritual death and a rebirth that we can get. If we hold the mirror up to ourselves along with the vows that we make and recognizing the vows that we break, our sacred Kol Nidrei prayer, reminding us that the vows we may have made to God, those can be negotiated through our pleas and our prayers, but not the vows, the promises we break with each other, and maybe even ourselves. On this Kol Nidrei night, let us make a vow to ourselves to see what isn't working and not be afraid to fix it, to do what it takes to truly change, to break past patterns and open ourselves up to embrace new ones, to let go, to be honest with ourselves, honest with each other, and yes, honest with God. So peace can be had in the home of our soul, spreading out through all borders and beyond. In the words of John Lennon, imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. The only way we will survive as one collective humanity and live in peace is to be willing to do what it takes to change, to take the hardships and the challenges and the obstacles that we have faced and turn them into positive starting points for transformation, evolution, and growth. In his song, Imagine, he speaks of no religion. Every single faith community is struggling to hang on, to remain vibrant and valid, to remain relevant. Kol Nidrei reminds us of what it means to be willing to fight for what's right in a world that has gone wrong. To remain true to all that is unseen in ourselves, each other, and God. To remain true to that which is most dear in the face of the greatest of adversity. To remain vigilant and strong when things are most dark and unsettling. To imagine, to dream of something more that is possible when we are honest and aren't afraid to change. So I ask you, what is the point? Why are we here? What is the purpose of it all? That's it. To grow through our hardships, push through the pain, and experience joy, transformation, renewal, rebirth, and peace. To evolve ourselves in the physical realm and our world. To uplift our spiritual soul higher and higher, and everyone we meet as we go through our lives. So as you go through from tonight to tomorrow, if you are fasting, and remember, life matters more than anything, so if you can't fast, please don't. If you need to drink water, please do. But if you do fast, may you have an easy fast. May revolution, redemption, and renewal be had. May we all individually and collectively and globally be sealed for peace, abundance, and a healthy new chapter of life. May it be God's will. Gemar Chatima Tova. And now, our soloist is Donald is going to sing. Can you guess? imagine.
No hell below us, above us only skies. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. No. I hope someday you will join us, and the